Now we are actually back with more guide videos now. We're actually going to focus on Brimstone post smiley plants because for the 4 months that I was away, people actually popped off on that video for my bind post smiley plants. So we're going to ride off that hype. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. We're going to do it this time on split, and I'm going to make sure that this is kind of, smooth and sweet and short so that you guys can get in, get out, do it yourself. Now make sure if you like the video, give it a like, comment, and subscribe because that helps me out a lot. Thank you so much. Let's get started. Okay, so the first post plant molly we're going to look at Brimstone is at A main right around this bottom ramp. Line yourself up with this triangle. Look at this 90-degree turn here. Put the middle of your crosshair right in that 90-degree turn. Just going to toss it. And that's going to stop basically post plant if you're planting safe on the elbow side. Now the next one is also, again, it's going to be on the same place. Line yourself up with this arrow. Now you're going to look at this umbrella, the tip of it, and you're simply going to go all the way straight up until you line up with kind of the edge of this white line over here. So tip straight up until you line up there. You're just going to toss it and it's going to go into this safe plant right over here on this spot. Right? Let it bounce. And now they're burning. Now the last one for the A main one is going to be again at the same spot, right at the triangle. Line yourself up, put your crosshair right here at the tip, and then you're going to run it all the way up until you pass this line. Go 1/3 past this line, and then that's when you shoot. Tip, up, 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 1/3, and then shoot. It should land somewhere in this vicinity right here where you usually plant in the open here, or maybe in somewhere here, right? It just depends. So the higher you look up, the more it's going to move forward right in the middle. So it just depends on how you want to adjust it, but for this one it's normally for a plant right in this corner. Alright, now a different place to be in if you have screen control, you can stand right here in this corner right over here. Line your crosshair kind of at this black horizontal line right over here. Go ahead and line it up over there. Toss it, and that's simply going to be covering a safe plant at the elbow right around the backside right over here. Now again, my job here is to make it as easy as possible for you guys, so the next one is also in the same spot. Only difference is now you're looking at this white line over here. We're going to go with the second triangle line. Just basically put your crosshair at the edge of that triangle and then simply toss it. Now this is more of a kind of a default safe plant that's going to be right over here. See? Not the elbow, but right here in this corner right over here. The last one that we're going to have for screens, same spot. Last one, you're going to put it right over here, just at the edge of this building right over here. Toss it, and that should be for when you plant in the open for heaven. It's going to land somewhere in the middle right over here. Now the caveat of this is it's kind of right in front of kind of where you're planting, right? So this is the edge. So to make sure that you're actually hitting the spot when you plant, make sure you're facing heaven. If you're planting and facing here, you're going to put the plant right over here instead of the front, so there might be a chance that they can actually diffuse without getting hit by the molly. Keep that in mind. Plant facing heaven. Now for B, we're going to have a little bit more variety here. First, if you're ever playing kind of, rotator, cut off, someone that's flanking and you find yourself in Mailroom, there's a molly that you can do right at the bottom of this ramp at Mailroom. You're basically going to put your crosshair kind of in line with this green right over here, put it to the side, and then essentially that's going to go at the new default spot of where you plant on the B side right over here. Now if for some reason you're still on old school and you have to plant at the actual box at the old default site, same thing, bottom of the ramp of Mailroom, you're just gonna have to put it right over here. It's gonna make a bigger bounce. It's actually gonna go where the default plant will be, right over here. Just in case, I don't think a lot of Brims are gonna be playing heaven, but just in case you're a lurker, you're welcome. Now this one takes a little bit of precision, so it might need a little bit of practice, but you're going to stand right here in this corner. You're going to put your crosshair right over here. You're going to line it up with this line, go all the way up until you kind of hit the bottom point of that triangle, that blue triangle to your right. You're going to line it up there Move it a little bit, don't go past it. You're simply going to shoot it. This is actually going to be a molly lineup for the default plant right over here. Right? It takes a lot of precision because it might hit right over here and then bounce off, so make sure you practice it. But if it hits, chef's kiss. Now, to be honest, I did have a little bit of a trouble finding lineups for B main for these plants, so I kind of just came up with these simple ones for garage. If you ever choose to post right over here, you're gonna line yourself up with this pole, put your crosshair right here, and that's essentially gonna go at that default new plant spot. The other one, again, same lineup. You're just gonna put it here, put it a little bit higher at this green line, same starting point, lift it up, and that's gonna bounce off and go in that old default planting spot by the box. You have to challenge the planter anyway unless there's no time, and if there is no time, well, you already won. You still have to challenge the planter, so you have to be close enough to go back onto site. So I think this is a pretty safe spot to be in because you have this box to play off. Pre-fire, and then maybe you get the kill. Now, the last one we're gonna have just outside of B main is actually gonna be right here. Put yourself against this trash can, I guess, and then you're simply gonna put your crosshair at the edge of this kind of trapezoid line, I guess, right? You're simply gonna toss it, and it's gonna land right here on this plant, right over if your teammate ever chooses to plant over here. Now, the two post-plant mollies that I have, the first two that I have for CT is going to be a little bit hard. It's a little bit arbitrary because you're going to be looking at the cloud, so take some time to practice this. Look at the cloud right over here. At the tip, you're going to notice a slight blue hole in the cloud, in the smoke. You're essentially going to put the middle of your crosshair there, and you're going to toss it, and it's going to land right here on this default plant box right over here. Now again, it takes some practice, so make sure that you're practicing in this custom so that you're not just throwing it anywhere. Like I said for the first one, same spot, but again, it's arbitrary, so you need to practice it a little bit in customs. Look again at the cloud. You're going to see a little faint space of kind of letter C right over here. There's a little kind of extension right here in the middle of it. You're going to go at the bottom of that extension, right in the middle of the C. Toss the molly, and it's going to land at the new default plant spot somewhere over here. Now you need precision, so you need to again practice this lineup. It's really hard. Practice it in the customs. Now the last thing we're going to learn for this one, again, same spot. This one's a little bit easier because we have actual markers to look at. Look at the edge of this roof and then the other edge. Go in the middle, cut it in half, then cut it in half again. Make sure to put it a little bit to the right so it doesn't actually hit the roof, and then just toss it. It's going to land at the default plant spot right over here, and then well, you can call it a day. You can actually have enough time to rotate up to heaven, peek them from here or peek it from CT. Now you know all the lineups for a post molly brimstone plant. Well, that is going to do it for this video. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And again, if you ever made it to the end of this video and just didn't skip after you figured out where you wanted to throw your lineups, please help me out a lot. Click that subscribe button down below, leave a comment, leave a like on the video. The fact that you're at the end of this video and you're still listening to my really sleepy voice, help a brother out. Thank you so much for helping me grow. Looking forward to the next video. I'll see you then. Have a good one. Please subscribe.